Hi guys, happy hump day. Okay, so I wanted to share with you guys what I've been doing for the last like 2 hours, basically. Probably less than that, actually. Probably like an hour to an hour and a half. I told myself that I was going to go big in June. So my really big focus in June is to grow my customer base. What better way to grow my customer base? And not even my customer base, just my connections in general. What better way to do that than to party, okay? And I know some people don't believe in partying, but partying can literally change the game of your business. That's how I built my business. I don't know, what are y'all doing behind me, huh? That's how I built my business, was by partying. And yes, my partying looks a little bit different now than it did almost 6 years ago. 6 years ago when I was working full-time as a nurse, I didn't do any online parties, like, at all. My main partying method was bag parties. And so depending on what your life looks like, if you're on the go, I highly suggest partying. But at the same time, on the go can also mean that online partying can work for you too. It just depends on what you have going on in your life, okay? So bag parties don't really work for me anymore. I don't travel like I used to. I mean, I do, but I'm not constantly leaving my house, should I say. So bag parties just aren't it. And I'm heavily focusing back on to my online partying. So the main thing with partying online is the easiest thing is to create a template, okay? And there are a ton of templates, there are a ton of mock parties out there, but I will say that you are going to connect more with your party guests if you create your own template. And yes, that takes some time up front, but it's worth it in the end, okay? And not only are you going to be able to connect more with your customers, but it's also going to save you a lot of time in the long run by creating your template up front, okay? Because if you have someone randomly come to you and they're like, hey, I want to do a Facebook party, or I want to do a party with you, then you can be like, okay, do you want to start it tomorrow? Do you want to start it on Monday? And then you don't have to run around like a chicken with your head cut off thinking, okay, what the heck am I going to post, okay? Another thing that I want to kind of put in your ear. When you do a party, no matter what kind of party you're doing, a home party, an online party, a basket party, an on-the-go party, a text party, whatever it may be, a scroll party, whatever kind of party you are doing, do not feel like you have to share every single product, okay? Honestly, I think that's the biggest mistake we make when it comes to partying, is we feel like we have to share every single thing in the catalog, we have to share every single clearance item, we have to share every single thing that's discounted at that time. You don't have to do that. And actually, I used to be that person that would share everything. I would share every category of fragrance products that we have. And I just feel like, this is an opinion obviously, but I feel like it was too much, okay? So what I do with my parties is I have a template. My template is in Google Drive. So I have one Google Drive document, okay? And I have them basically like sectioned out into posts. Okay, and then I save my photos that I'm going to use in correlation with my post, and I save them into folders in my phone, or albums on my phone. So I can literally go to my Facebook party album, okay? You can even section it out even further into albums for like warmers. You can do albums for wax. You can do albums for oils and diffusers, for wall fans or fan products in general, pods, anything like that. You guys get it, okay? Categorize it out. But if you put them into albums, it's so much easier when you go to post in your party groups about those specific products. That way you're not scrolling, because let's be real, your girl has like 35,000 photos on her phone. It's actually ridiculous. It's literally ridiculous. So if I don't have things in albums, I can literally scroll for hours. I'm not kidding. And I've been there before. So don't be like me. Just put them in albums, and they're easy to find, okay? But when it comes to sharing products, what I personally think is a perfect amount to share is I always talk about wax and warmers. Why? Because they are our OG products. That's literally why Scentsy is a company, is because of wax and warmers, okay? So I personally talk about wax and warmers. I talk about our oil diffusers and our oils, okay? Why? Because it's one of my favorite products. And then I talk about our fan products, because our fan products are specific to Scentsy. They are unique to Scentsy. So talking about fan products and getting someone to order a wall fan, an air purifier, our mini fans, our Scentsy Goes, what does that mean? That means that they have to come back to you to purchase more pods, okay? Whereas if someone was to purchase a warmer through Scentsy, that's great, and they're probably going to buy wax with it, but there is a good chance that when they sell out or when they run out of their wax, that they can literally go to Target or Walmart and buy more wax and put it in their warmer. They can't do that with any of our fan systems, okay? So that is why I definitely highlight our fan systems. And then in regards to all of the other products, I highlight my personal favorites. I highlight the products that I use on the daily. So Counter Clean, Scentsy Fresh, Washer Whiffs, what else? Scent Circles. I'm a huge Scent Circle fan. Yeah, I highlight my favorites, okay? You could even highlight products that are under 10 bucks. You could do products that are under $25. You could highlight products for kids. I personally don't talk about kid products in my parties. Now, what I will say in the beginning of my party is these are the categories that Scentsy offers. I'm not going to talk about all of them, but if you have questions on a specific category, please feel free to ask me questions. Again, if you guys are commenting on my live video, I can't see them. I swear, like, I can never see comments on my live videos. I don't know if people are commenting or whatnot, but I'm not ignoring you guys. But yeah, get creative and talk about your personal favorite products, okay? I think another thing that works for me, and granted, not everything that works for me is going to work for you, okay? So partying is trial and error. It's figuring out, okay, what did I share in my last party that didn't work, but might work in this party, or if I revamp it or reflect and try to figure out, okay, it didn't work here, maybe I can do this and switch it up and post it in my next party, okay? It's trial and error. Do not get down on yourself if you have a party that flops. Guess what? I've been doing this for almost 6 years. I have had a ton of parties, y'all, and I have had a ton of parties flop. I still to this day have parties flop, okay? It has nothing to do with you. Sometimes your hosts just aren't in it, and I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, the way that your host works the party has a lot to do with it, and that's just because your host, the party host, has connections with those party guests. You do not, majority of the time, right? So if your host isn't engaging, isn't commenting or liking your post, is completely MIA in the party, there is a good chance that the party guests are going to be MIA as well, okay? So that's where hostess coaching comes into play, is you need to be telling your host, like, hey, like I told my host, I just started a party yesterday. I started a party yesterday, and I messaged her and I said, hey, from my experience, it is super important that you engage, the party host engages on all of my posts. You share your favorite products. If you have, if they have a warmer set up at home, even if it's a discontinued warmer, take a picture and post it in the group, okay? Tag people if you see something that reminds you of one of your family members or friends. Tag them and say, oh my God, this warmer reminds me of you because you're a crazy plant lady, okay? But you as the consultant also have to play a role in engagement. So if you see someone commenting on one of your posts like, oh my gosh, I love this plant warmer, start a conversation. Don't just like it and move on. Start a conversation. So like this morning I talked about wax and warmers, okay? And someone commented and was like, oh my gosh, the aloe warmer is literally so cute. I responded, I was like, are you a crazy plant lady like me, right? That facilitates, that keeps the conversation going. And she responded, we had a full-on conversation. So now me and her have something in common. Not only do we like Scentsy, we also are crazy plant people. So now I can message her and be like, oh my gosh, what kind of plants do you have? Yada, 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 okay? So something else that helps me with my parties, and Yeah, I don't know what everybody else does, but I have tried the week-long parties. Doesn't work for me. My parties are 3 days long, okay? So I open them 1 or 2 days before the party starts. My host adds her friends and family. I tell her to private message them and invite them that way versus mass inviting. I think there is a lot to say about someone that actually reaches out and says, hey, I'm doing a Scentsy party. I'd love for you to come and check out the products that we have. Here's the link to join the group. Versus just sending invite on Facebook. Send invite, send invite, send invite. Okay? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And for me in general, I miss a lot of invites. So if someone doesn't message me and say, hey, I invited you to my Scentsy party or to my whatever party or to my event on whatever, I miss it. I can't tell you how many events and groups I've missed because I didn't see them in my notifications because they're like at the bottom of my notifications versus at the top. So that's another reason why I tell my host to actually private message and say, hey, this is what's going on. Are you interested in joining the group? Okay. But my party groups are 3 days long. 3 days long of posting. And then I keep their party link open for 2 weeks. And I make sure that those 2 weeks, there are 2 Fridays in that 2 weeks. And there's a reason why I keep my party link open for 2 Fridays. Because most people get paid on a Friday. And a lot of people's payday, they're alternating. So some people might get paid on one Friday. And then the following Friday, there might be more people that get paid, okay? A lot of people, most of America, you know, they live paycheck to paycheck. So it's important, at least for me, to have my party link open for 2 weeks, okay? That way I can catch both paydays, both people on those paydays, okay? That's what works for me. If you want to have your party longer, by all means, have it longer, okay? I was talking to Tori earlier. She actually pre-records videos, and Tori, maybe if you're still up here, maybe you can do a video on this. She records herself talking, and then we'll post the video of her talking, so it's more personal in her parties, which I think is a great idea, and I'm actually going to try that in my future parties, okay? But another thing that I do is I create, well, I haven't lately, but at one point I was on a roll with making product reels or talking about products in my reels on Instagram, okay? And so in my content, in my layout for my party post, a lot of my posts have links directly to my reels on Instagram, okay? So that's another thing that you can do is to include videos that you've already done, or even on YouTube. If you've already done a YouTube tutorial on how to change your wax or whatever, how to use our diffusers, our wall fans, any of that, use your YouTube videos and include the link in your actual post, okay? That's going to help you build connections too. And a lot of people are visual people versus them just reading, okay? I'm a visual person. I'd rather watch a video than read your post, honestly. So all of my posts, I try to keep super short and sweet and to the point. They don't need every detail. They don't need every detail, okay? If someone's interested, I promise you they're going to comment and they're going to ask you more questions about a specific product, okay? So don't feel like you have to word vomit. So I had a goal of 6 parties for June. As of this morning, I only had 1 party booked. As of this morning, I only had 1 party booked. And to be honest, the only reason I had that 1 party booked is because she came to me and asked me to do a party. Okay? So, I was like, okay, well, I need 5 more parties for the month of June. So, what I did was I went into my order history list on my workstation, my contacts tab, and then order history basically, and I went through all of my contacts, all of my order history, and I private messaged them, texted them, and I literally said, hey girl, are you interested in doing a Facebook party with me? You'll get free and half off products. Okay? That easy, that simple. For some people that have hosted with me in the past, I added in there, hey girl, it's been a long time since you've gotten some free products. Are you interested in doing a party next month? Okay, for June. I asked 11 people today. I sat down and I asked 11 people. And so far I've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 yeses. The other 4 people haven't responded yet, and I literally just sent them a message, so I'm expecting them to respond by the end of today. If they don't respond, perfectly fine. It's not going to hurt my feelings. I'm going to move on, okay? Now, I'm not going to try to overload myself for June, so 6 is going to be the max. 6 is going to be the max that I do for June. And then if I get more yeses, I'm going to move on to July. So right now I actually have 2 parties in July booked. So parties are a great way to expand your business, y'all. So give it a try. Now, you can use a scheduling app for your parties. I used to use Vizly. I haven't used it in probably close to 2 years. I think the last time I used it was like at the end of, or the beginning of 2021 was when I canceled my subscription for Vizly. So right now I'm just going and actually manually scheduling out my posts. I do 3 to 4 posts a day. I do not do a lot. That's preference. You do not have to do what other people do. So you figure out what works for you. I try to do engagement posts. And they're literally super simple. You can do an engagement post. Like I have one scheduled, I think it actually just posted right at 6 actually. And it said, are you familiar with Scentsy? If yes, what's your favorite product and what's your favorite fragrance? You can do an engagement post that has nothing to do with Scentsy. You can literally say, hey, post a picture of your dog. Hey, post a picture of your pet. Hey, post the best pickup line you've ever gotten. Or I don't know, you can literally go on Pinterest too and type in Facebook games and some crazy funny stuff will pop up, okay? Why am I sitting with my hand like this? I don't really know. But I am challenging you guys to book some parties, okay? Book some parties for June. And if you've never done parties before, maybe start off small and challenge yourself to 2 parties next month and see where it takes you. I have goals from the 6 parties that I booked for June, and they are going to be book 1 party from all 6 parties. So that means I will have 6 parties at the end of June to space out between July and August, okay? So my goal is to book 1 party from each of my 6 parties. I have another goal of having 2 to 3 join conversations from each party, okay? So if I have 3 joint conversations from all 6 parties, that's 18 conversations about the opportunity. And I'm hoping, my goal is to have 3 new teamies, so I'm really hoping that I can connect with people from those parties, which are new connections. Maybe I can find someone who's interested in making some money with Scentsy. Okay? So those are my goals for my 6 parties that I have booked. So let's do this. Also, actually, I always have a goal of 3 new clubs every month. So once the party guests order from these parties, then I'll be sure to build connections, check up on them once they receive their order from their party. And then, my follow-up, usually after I check with them and ask them how they like their products, I always respond something along the lines like, well, whenever you need a refill, definitely check out our Scentsy Club. You'll get 10% off your items. I basically say you'll get 10% off your items and even have access to a half off item. Plus you'll get reduced shipping. Okay, literally just like give them a little small blurb of the perks of what Scentsy Club offers. And most of the time, all I have to say is 10% discounted shipping and access to a half off item. And they're like, oh my gosh, tell me more. And then they usually jump on it. Okay? So, that's what I did today. But, what was I gonna say? I always use my calendar and my planner to write down my party host, and then I write out when the party started and when it ends, okay? And then when I am asking people to party, I always make a list over here, okay? And I write a little note next to them, so if they said yes, I highlight them yellow. And if they say no or they ghost me, I will literally write ghosted to the side or anything like that. That way I can go back into my planner and look and say, okay, well in June I asked Carrie to party. She never responded. So I'm not going to go and ask her in August, right? Because she ghosted me. I'm not going to do that. So that's how I've been working today. So I hope that helps some of you guys. But yeah, so we have products that are discontinuing today. In case you guys didn't know, you can actually go into your news tab and there's a what to expect for June 1st news article. It'll tell you what's coming and it'll tell you what is leaving after today. So my next goal right after I'm done with this live video is I am going to be doing a post on my VIP page with what's leaving, okay? And then in regards to what's leaving, my personal favorites, I've already added to my personal Scentsy Club. I'm going to be showing them my personal club and what I added from the leaving collection, from what's leaving. So in hopes of my VIPs being like, oh crap, okay, Ray Ray added Beach Daisy, gosh, what's Pink Coconut. Oh my God, y'all, Pink Coconut is literally the best fragrance right now. And I'm pissed it's leaving. But it's fine because I can add it to Scentsy Club. I just added 3 bars to my Scentsy Club. So I'm hoping that once I share that, my customers usually take the lead that I do and they go and add stuff to their club once they see that I've added it to mine, okay? Why? Because my customers know and trust me. They trust my nose. I have my nose and my customers' noses. Most of us have the same scents. We like the same scents. There's only a select few of my customers where we do not like the same scents. But it's funny because I can smell something and be like, oh, nope, this is a Lucy scent. This is a Lucy scent. This is not a Ray scent. So, that's it. Okay. I love you guys. I hope you guys have had a great day. And if you are still aiming for your Scentsy Club incentive, you can do it. Okay? It's only 6 o'clock. You can do it. But you have to believe that you can do it. You can do it. So, I believe in you guys. Bye. Go rock it out.